this report, we're going to talk about privacy issues. So what is privacy? Privacy is the right to be left alone and free from surveillance and unreasonable personal instructions. Information privacy is the right to determine when to what extent information about oneself can be communicated to others. This applies to individuals, groups, and institutions. Privacy can be interpreted quite broadly, which contributes to the debate concerning privacy expectation and availability of personal information. There are a number of privacy issues that are concerned, including electronic surveillance, availability of personal information, cookies and spyware, and workplace monitoring. When is something considered private? This question in major one of the word computing because software owners actually share the privacy of their intellect when they allow their program to be operated and used by computer users in the internet. Website owner allows sufferers to explore their sites with very little restriction. This sense freedom delivered from the nature computing sometimes causes a blurring of concept of privacy, at least in the mind of some.
Privacy issue in Internet. Online privacy issues range from the information you don't mind sharing, say a public social media account, and annoying privacy trade-off like targeted ads to public embarrassment or breach that affect your personal life. There are many reasons why there's a need to hide your real identity when you use the internet. For example, you might want to protect yourself from an oppressive government or simply be trying hiding yourself from advertisers. Although everyone takes privacy in normal life for granted, trying to get the same level of privacy on the internet or even your own computer is a bit more complicated. Database privacy. The information you supply to database should be used only for the intended purpose. Such information should not be distributed openly. For example, it is unethical for a bank to sell client account information to other banks. Issue in database privacy. The two main issues in database privacy are actual security of the database itself and the legal and ethical implication of what can or should be stored on the database in the first place. Also, there should be a consideration of the intrinsic ethical duty placed on database security professionals to secure a database system.
Issue on web privacy. Privacy on the web. Ideally, only you should know the website you visited. However, because of access lags, the website you visit may be known, especially to system administrators who have access to these lags. An issue related to privacy is the establishment of national identification system. National ID cards have long been advocated as a means to enhance national security, unmask potential terrorists, and guard against illegal immigrants. They are in use in many countries around the world, including most European countries, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Singapore, and Thailand. Two major factors contribute to privacy problem on the web. Number one, the inherently open, non-deterministic nature of the web, and number two, the complex leakage-prone information flow of many web-based transactions that involve the transfer of sensitive personal information. Issue in email privacy. Number one, poor mail security on home networks. With the number of remote workers growing exponentially year over year, pandemic or not, an increasing number of users are connected to devices that are not under the management of secure cooperate networks. Number 2, lack of cooperate firewall or UTM. In a similar vein, businesses that operate a remote workforce are at higher risk of email attack or breach because devices being used to conduct work are no longer behind the corporate firewall or UTM. Without enterprise-grade firewalls protecting your devices, a malicious and sophisticated hacker may well be able to breach your security measures.
Number 3. Home routers as the Internet gateway. The routers is a piece of network hardware that connects a local network to the Internet. Team members working from home will probably use their home routers as the gateway to the Internet. As home routers aren't equipped with the same level of security features associated with enterprise routers, this exposes your team members to an array of risks, including email privacy issues.
Number 4. Personal equipment. The purpose of personal protective equipment is to reduce employee exposure to hazards when engineering and administrative controls are not visible or effective to reduce this risk to acceptable levels. Expanding on the first mentioned risk, many people who work from home use their own personal equipment to conduct work. This might include personal laptops, desktops, mobile phones, and tablets. The issue with this is personal equipment is unlikely to deliver the same level of security.
Number 5. Remote access. The more people working from home, the more necessary remote access tools become. Many employees will have to access company files and the corporate network to do their job. Remote access activities make your company especially vulnerable if you do not have access to advanced remote access tools that deliver advanced security features.
Basic issue. One basic issue against its institution in every country is the privacy issue, since the card might contain basic personal information of individuals that will also be maintained in some central computer of the government. Countries opposing its institutions are arguing that it is open to abuse by governments. But with the terrorist attack on September 11, 2001 in the US, most governments are again opening the debate on the possibility of introducing a national identification system. In this case, we see that a national identification system is considered ethical in some countries and unethical in other countries. Finally, there are many ways of access to enhance your privacy online. One method is the use of encryption in every transaction you make in the internet.